You're welcome back to the news today. This is the discussion segment here on the program. And this afternoon, we're taking a look at the Southeast Development Commission. Is it a pathway to economic development here in the region? As you will have seen in the news, President Tinubu has made some adjustments to the list of those who will be heading the Southeast Development Commission. There's been a rejig. But another issue here is that what exactly will that commission be doing? And what will it do for the region? Will it be a catalyst for economic development? What are those things they need to identify to really get the region going? A lot of people are saying that this should have happened in 1970. Well, and like they say, better late than never. And there we have it, the Southeast Development Commission, and then they are getting ready to really spread their wings. Whether they will fly is yet to be seen. But let's look at what the issues are. I'm joined this afternoon by Barrister Sam Otoboeze. Barrister Sam Otoboeze is the president of the Nsukka Chamber of Commerce and the CEO of the Bokus Integrated Securities Limited. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon on the news today. So,
thank you.
Good move, isn't it? Finally, we have Southeast Development Commission. Everyone, it looks like, well, this is 1970. Let's just assume that this is 1970. We want reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reconciliation. Well, but it looks like the Southeast want more of reconstruction and rehabilitation, first of all, before any other thing can happen. So let's talk generally about the commission. How do you feel about the fact that there is now a commission, devoted to helping Southeast to prop up its developmental agenda, apart from what the governors are doing?
Thank you, Alex, for having me. It's a step in the right direction. It's been long awaited. After the Civil War, that would have been the very first thing, because in every family, you are bound to have some misunderstanding. And in sociology, conflict is not an aberration, but an engine for progress and change. So to have had that kind of conflict resulting to civil war, the next thing, rationally to be done would have been the commissioning or institutionalization of this commission to truly, reconcile, reconstruct, and rehabilitate, and bond together and move forward. Because that is what was to be taken away from the conflict resulting in civil war. But it's still good, it's coming at this time. God knows why. But for me, it is a very right step in the right direction, an impetus to revitalize the Southeast economy. And our people, they have that kind of urge. Give us an opportunity to develop. And if the words of the government is matched appropriately by action through funding and under support, you're going to see how this is going to, regenerate the economic development of the Southeast. And I expect a kind of an exponential growth, in the development of the region. So I really appreciate the move by the federal government.
All right. So a lot of people expect that there should be some kind of identification of problems by the commission. If you want to solve a problem in a region, you have to find out, so first of all, find out what is troubling the region. Some people are already looking at, that generally in Nigeria, but the World Bank data is showing that we will need to invest between $100 to $150 billion annually over the next 30 years to mitigate infrastructure deficit of the country. But then for the Southeast, this figure is estimated at $10 billion annually for Southeast to get on its feet and start running. And then another thing there is that Southeast have about 2,500 active erosion sites cutting across the 5 southeastern states, which have displaced hundreds of thousands of persons and significantly impacted their means of livelihood. There are different issues, but they're just touched on just these two. One, the amount of money needed to get the whole process on the road. And then second is environmental challenge. if you want to develop a region, make it ready for business, it has to be accessible. So erosion is a real problem. We haven't gotten to the elephant in the room, but let's address this two now.
Okay, we have myriads of problems that need to be solved. But you see, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. And I think those who are wearing the shoes know where the pinches are. So we have a whole lot more than that. Actually, the right thing would be the profiling of the problems to be solved. And of course, it's not yet late. And that's what the commission, I expect them to be doing, profiling of the challenges that the commission is going to be facing. We're looking at the food insecurity. Of course, that's a challenge. And we take away the issue of dashing able-bodied men food and water to drink, and then getting them to go and produce those things that they need. Of course, the ecological issues are there. And it's going to take a lot of money from that. And remember, that 10 billion, now it's not just for a year, but we'll run about 3-4 years for us to start making some substantial improvement in bringing back the economy of the Southeast. Now, that's our part. Normally after a civil war, the first thing to be done will be demining. Because there are, different weapons forgotten, left, buried in different communities. And you know what? Just July last year in Ochima community, it happens to be my place, a bomb was discovered by a farmer. We had to get the bomb disposal unit from Enugu to come and detonate it. You can imagine how many bombs are lying around the farms and forests of the Southeast. So that's a concern. Because you can imagine if that was not seen and it just exploded, it could have wiped out a whole community. And that's it. So a whole lot of things is there. So the insecurity, and of course I looked at the terms of the 2R of the commission. I did not see any security there. Maybe it was silenced, but I think that's one of the things that should be a focus. Because before you begin to, you see, there is this dialectical relationship between security and development. It's like a seismic, a symbiotic, if you will, or a thesis and antithesis, if you will. You see, is this security before development, or development before security? But they go hand in hand. These are part of the things that you need to address before you begin to talk of development. So that money will not do. If they are profiling, I would say, gentlemen and ladies, congratulations, but I need you to start from insecurity. Try to deal with this first.
Could it be that the reason why they were silent on insecurity is because the governors, by the Constitution, the chief security officers of their states, and already a lot of people think that by creating this commission, you are naturally going to be bruising the egos of the governors. But this is not a time for egos, isn't it? It's a time for development. There is no one governor in the Southeast that can claim that he can solve all the problems in his state. If there is any such governor, let him raise his hands. So shouldn't this be a situation where they should welcome the Southeast Development Commission with open arms?
That's exactly what they will do. I expect they will do that because we have gentlemen, we have people, not illiterate, people who are well-read in the government. They should be able to put down the ego because this is about the society. It's about our future. It's about the future of our children. It's not time to play politics. It is time to do things that will leave footprints when they are gone. It's time to work together. It's time not, you see, and the problem we have been having as a region is, playing solo. Everybody wants to do it his own way. But by the time you team up, you synergize, and do whatever is to be done, you see the impact is always very positive and, takes us to the next level. But here, if we continue to go solo, it's going to give us a problem. And remember, in 2023, on 28th or thereabout of September, there was an economic and security summit at Owerri, and which really emphasized on the need for the governors to work together to develop the Southeast. And there are so many things that they can bring their resources together, and those things will work more seamlessly and bring more results. That will be more result-oriented than going in solo. Developing this commission is not a challenge. It is a support. And they need to leverage. They need to really tap into that and then let hunger disappear so that insecurity will peter out gradually. But no state can solve this problem alone. Problem of insecurity cannot be solved by any state. Whatever they're doing, I know, and I can say it emphatically, they're just jokers. If you don't work together as governors and bring a holistic plan, you cannot solve the problem. Why? Deal with the problem in Enugu today, they will migrate to Anambra. Deal with it from Anambra, they will go to Imo. Deal with it in Imo, that's not how security is run. It has to be holistic. The system is supposed to be holistic. That's why we recommended a regional, economic development center, a regional security and peace development center. They are going to be working this way. Economy here, security and peace that way. They are going to be coalescing. So what you cannot deal when on security you have kinetic, you have non-kinetic, and that is the peace, aspect of it. By the time you ring fence this, and they contribute their small quotas, you see it working holistically. Have a training institution for most of these things, so that what you are doing, on security in Anambra, that's what you are doing in Aboy. And it's going to be producing, choke them in, and swallow up all the little things we are having. So, both on security and economic development, we can get it right the moment the governors decide to work together. In fact, I remember we even, produced a kind of document to all of them to sign, agreeing that we're going to work together to secure, to recover this zone. This has been known to be leading the country in terms of economic development. But we are laggards, as you know. And honestly speaking, the future is looking very bleak. The hope in the horizon is very dim because we are running solos and it's not going to help us. But with this, I think we need to drop politics, drop it down. Because when you go to the market, the seller is not going to ask you whether a PDP or APC or Labour or whoever. The cost of thing is the cost of thing.
That's right.
So wherever you are, you buy it at the word of it. So we need to drop religious differences, drop tribal differences, drop political differences, bring our economy and our security together, and peace, and revitalize, bring up, reinstitutionalize our growth and recover our position in this country. Because crying of marginalization is when you are marginalizing yourself. But this is an opportunity for us to rediscover ourselves and then free ourselves and now deal with the issue of marginalization. When you know it, you'll be looked for. When you have it, your enemy will ask you to come and do it if he needs result.
That's
so
right.
You are marginalized when you don't seem to be organized.
Yes.
But when you organize and focus, your marginalization is going to be reduced.
Absolutely. There are, of course, potentials to be harnessed. Statistics abound. The southeast region of Nigeria boasting an aggregate GDP of approximately $33.2 billion and a population of about 21.9 million implies a GDP per capita of around $1.51 million. Now, this places the region in a similar economic classification as Ghana and Kenya in terms of GDP per capita. Although the total GDP and population size differ, comparatively, the region's economic metrics are higher than those of smaller and less economically developed nations like Malawi and Burundi, but still fall behind more diversified economies such as those of South Africa and Egypt. So there are opportunities based on our population size, GDP per capita. There are potentials for growth here. So at the end of the day, there are some positives. The Southeast can actually come to the party again. And are we getting a sense of the late 50s and early 60s once again? Can the Southeast maybe come to the party as one of the fastest growing economies in a few short years? Is it possible?
It is possible, Alex. It's possible because you have very vibrant youths. And you see, there was something in the past that worked for us, and that's a kind of tutelage system, which you call one boy in those days. I don't know what it's called now. But remember at that time, one person can put up to 3-4 people serving him, learning the trade. And by the time they have served 4 or 5 years, they are on their own. And then we take it from there. And if you go to the Onitsha market, go to Nnewi, go to Lagos, these are the people making the real money today. So it's originated from the Southeast. In fact, I am sure I have become a kind of a discipline to be studying in some, well-recognized universities outside this country. Other states are learning it. So our boys are there. And an average Easterner is naturally intelligent and enterprising. It's an opportunity for us to regain what we've lost. I think I really say kudos for the government to have established this. It's an opportunity for us to rediscover our strength and then make the difference. So it's an opportunity. If you go to sports, our boys are very creative. Whether in sports, whether in art, in all those, it's an opportunity to challenge the intellect of our boys. And an average Igbo man, push him to the wall, that's where his best will come in. Now, we've been looking for a situation, opportunity to express our being. This is an opportunity for self-expression as a region. So, I don't have any doubt that with support of the government and realization of the state governments, and the ability to work together, that this will be a situation where our GDP is going to move from 1.5 or so US dollars to about 2 or 3. We should recover. We should take the lead because we are born enterprise. We are born as entrepreneurs. Remember, in the early 70s, even after the war, you hardly see any Igbo person who is healthy, who is begging for money. But the story is different today. So that opportunity is needed. And what do I appeal for our youth? The appeal I make to the youth, please put down your arms. Let's use our brain, not the butt of the gun. Get back. You are born with some potentials in you to become that who you want to be. You are not born with a gun or born to be violent. And that's the only thing that will derail our dream. Violence. Get rich quick. Otherwise, we're going to be back on track pretty soon.
All right. So let's take a look, because already there were commissions in existence. We're hoping that the Southeast Development Commission can draw from the experiences of those that were there before them. The NDDC, the Niger Delta Development Commission, of course, I think that's the one that has chalked up a lot of money, but it's also gotten into a lot of controversies. Hundreds of projects abandoned across the Niger Delta region. It is not a good testament. So already, there's this adage, they say, and someone answered that, this was a father asking his children, and the sons were answering. The first one says, it happens 2 times, and the other one says, well, if it happens 3 times. And one of the youngest sons said, no, that's what happened to another person. That will teach him a lesson.
That's a wise one.
So, will the Southeast Development Commission draw from the very not so good lessons that the NDDC has lived over the years, with the controversy of who will be the leader, how monies are spent, projects that are not completed, but money is fully paid?
My dear, I'm happy you got on the track, because when you say learn from, so I started wondering, is it learn from the corruption of the past, but learn from the mistake of the others? My dear, you see, it's easier to give monkey a cup to drink water, but recovering it is where the challenge is. Corruption has become too endemic. It's gone into the bloodstream of our people. And that's the problem we have. Am I going to tell you that there's not a lot to be learned, how not to be corrupt? But the issue is, would the politicians want not to be corrupt? don't be surprised they will even use it for election. And you ask tomorrow, what have we achieved? They will start blaming government. But you are the government. So there's a lot to learn from the failures of other similar commissions. Because it's not just allocating fund is the issue, but managing the fund. We have no reason to fail. To be honest, when the issue of corruption is not known in our place before like it is, but I think our people are smarter than this. Because when you go to the Niger Delta, incidentally is an area I can write a book, as an expert in Niger Delta security. So I can tell you that it's really a shame when you look at the funds rolled into the Niger Delta and with little achieved out of it. I think our people can learn from that. The best thing would be for us to use that opportunity God has given us. I mean, I congratulate those who are in the board, but it's a challenge because it's a make or man. But I know that people don't even care again what image they create for their children unborn, but what they want is to amass wealth. But I appeal to all the members, please, in God's name, save our region.
That's right.
Use the money for the purpose it's meant. Let God bless your region, your family, the way you impact on the other people's children and the future of this region. So, and that's the lesson I want those who are going to be working on the board and those who have been appointed and those who are in the, the go-betweens,
that's right.
to spay us and use this as an opportunity to drop down on insecurity. Because I can tell you, if the money is utilized, opportunity is utilized very well, insecurity will slide down. I can tell you that. I can hold me responsible if the right thing is done and insecurity does not stop. You can't deal with insecurity with the butt of the gun. It's just a wastage of our resources. But with non-kinetic approach and creating opportunities to engage the youths, positively, nobody wants to die. Anybody having gun, looking for who to kill, is also looking for who will kill him.
Absolutely.
It's not a tea party.
All right. That's a good place to leave it. Just to tell the viewer that on the Eastern I will be profiling members of the board of the Southeast Development Commission. Do join us at 7 p.m. for that, where you have the likes of Mark Okoye at the helm. So we'll be doing that because obviously there wouldn't be time to do that there. And I have to thank you so much, Barrister Sam Otoboeze, President of Nsukka Chamber of Commerce and CEO of the Bokus Integrated Security Limited. Thank you for your perspectives on the News Today discussion.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Thank you for staying tuned with us on the News Today. Do follow us on all our social media platforms at Afia TV Official. My name is Alex Obodo. Many thanks for watching. Good afternoon.